Throughout the mid-20th century, American automotive engineering embraced a philosophy of grandeur and style, producing some of the most imposing and memorable cars ever created. From sumptuous luxury sedans to hulking station wagons, each model tells its own story of innovation, craftsmanship, and a collection of passion for living large on the open road. In today's hour-long episode, I will cover the biggest American cars from when big and heavy was the norm. Starting at number 50 and smallest of the lot, but by all means a huge car, is the 1978 Cadillac Seville. Cadillac's introduction of the Seville in 1975 marked the brand's pivot to a more internationally sized luxury sedan, and by 1978, it had solidified its position within Cadillac's range. At about 204 inches in length, the Seville was significantly shorter than the DeVille or Fleetwood, embracing a crisp, angular design highlighted by vertical taillights and a refined upright grille. This more compact approach aimed to attract drivers who desired Cadillac prestige without the sprawling footprint. Under the hood, Cadillac pioneered electronic fuel injection on a 350 cubic inch V8, a forward-thinking measure that boosted both performance consistency and efficiency. A 3-speed automatic transmission delivered smooth power delivery, while the suspension provided a balance between control and unexpected agile handling, particularly when compared with Cadillac's larger models. The interior combined customary Cadillac luxury with modern design sensibilities. Leather-wrapped seats, tasteful wood accents, and improved ergonomics contributed to a more contemporary driving experience. Buyers could select amenities like tilt steering, advanced audio systems, and climate control, reinforcing the Seville's role as a tech-forward and economical choice in the Cadillac portfolio. Though smaller, the 1978 Cadillac Seville demonstrated that scale was not the only hallmark of luxury, proving Cadillac could adapt while still upholding an aura of American opulence. At the number 49 spot is the 1977 Chevrolet Caprice Classic. Responding to shifting consumer demands and tighter regulations, General Motors significantly downsized its full-size cars for 1977, launching a new generation of models that, though smaller than before, remain substantial compared to most imports. The Chevrolet Caprice Classic exemplified this trend, measuring around 212 inches in length. Its fresh, squared-off styling incorporated a bold grille and stacked rectangular headlamps, offering a modern twist on the traditional American sedan silhouette. Engine options range from a 250 cubic inch inline-six to 305 and 350 cubic inch V8s, coupled with 3-speed or newly introduced 4-speed automatic transmissions. While horsepower was down from the muscle car heyday, the downsized platform promoted better fuel economy and more nimble handling, crucial factors in the evolving market. Inside, the Caprice Classic maintained Chevrolet's emphasis on comfort. A spacious interior, upgraded cloth bench seats, and a redesigned dashboard layout signaled improved ergonomics and a high-quality feel. Air conditioning, cruise control, and power accessories were widely available, reflecting the growing importance of convenience features. Though this 1977 redesign pivoted toward greater efficiency, it preserved the essential qualities, roominess, accessibility, and ease of maintenance that had turned the Caprice into one of America's favorite full-size cars. As such, it served as a bridge between classic land yacht values and the demands of a new automotive era. On at number 48 is the 1967 Ford LTD. Initially introduced as an upscale trim package on the Galaxy, the Ford LTD soon became its own distinct model, aimed at delivering refinement and comfort within a full-size framework. By 1967, the LTD stretched to about 213 inches in length, placing it firmly among the era's large American automobiles. Design updates for that year included a revised front grille, pronounced body lines, and subtle chrome accents, showcasing Ford's approach to elegance without ostentation. Buyers could choose from various V8 engines, though the 390 cubic inch V8 paired with a cruise-o-matic transmission was a popular choice. This combination yielded a suitable balance of power and smoothness, enabling the LTD to navigate city streets and highways with ease. The suspension favored a plush ride, catering to customers who prioritize comfort above sporty handling. Within the cabin, the LTD stood out for its welcoming interior. Cushy bench seats, ample legroom, and an intuitive dashboard layout contributed to a pleasant driving environment. Available amenities, such as power steering, power brakes, and air conditioning, allowed owners to tailor the LTD to their preferences. Overall, the 1967 Ford LTD established itself as a tasteful yet practical option, personifying America's enduring enthusiasm for big cars that delivered substantial comfort and a confident presence on the road. Moving on to number 47, it is the 1968 Chevrolet Impala Custom Coupe. Throughout the 1960s, the Chevrolet Impala remained a top-selling full-size car, blending affordability, roomy interiors, and versatile performance options that appeal to a broad range of customers. The 1968 Impala Custom Coupe, at about 213 inches in length, featured a sleek fastback roofline that distinguished it from the more formal hardtop variants. Its elongated profile and sweeping side contours mirrored the popular styling trends of the decade. Engine selections were extensive, spanning from a modest 250 cubic inch inline-six to powerful V8s ranging from up to 427 cubic inches. Chevrolet paired these engines with either manual or automatic transmissions, giving buyers flexibility in tailoring their Impala to performance or practicality needs. Regardless of the setup, the Impala's suspension prioritized a smooth ride, ideal for extended journeys. Inside, Chevrolet walked the line between function and comfort. The custom coupe trim level provided upgraded upholstery, better sound insulation, and an attractively arranged dashboard. The broad front bench seat easily accommodated 3 adults, and rear passengers benefited from ample headroom under the sweeping roofline. Balancing power, price, and spaciousness, the 1968 Chevy Impala Custom Coupe endures as a hallmark of the era's conviction that bigger dimensions and bold styling were integral to a satisfying American motoring experience. Moving on to number 46, it is the 1980 Ford LTD Crown Victoria. Ford introduced a comprehensively redesigned LTD for 1980, riding on the newer, lighter Panther platform, a rear-wheel drive architecture aimed at preserving interior volume while trimming external size. The Crown Victoria trim level stood at the top of the LTD family, distinguished by a vinyl roof accent running across a broad B-pillar and highlighted with chrome moldings. Measuring about 214 inches in length, the downsized LTD Crown Victoria still offered a generous, comfortably appointed cabin. Engine offerings typically included Ford's 4.2-liter 255 cubic inch or 4.9-liter 302 cubic inch V8, paired with either a 3-speed or a 4-speed overdrive automatic. These powertrains prioritized improved fuel economy, reflecting post-crisis realities, though they delivered sufficient torque for relaxed cruising. A revised suspension design and reduced curb weight contributed to better ride and handling than earlier, bulkier LTD models. Inside, the LTD Crown Victoria exuded a refined ambiance thanks to plush seating materials, often velour, alongside faux wood dash inserts and a logical control layout. Standard features such as power steering, power brakes, and air conditioning fulfilled the expectations of a mid-level American luxury sedan. Options like power windows, upgraded audio systems, and cruise control further customized the ride. Overall, the 1980 Ford LTD Crown Victoria showed that manufacturers could downsize without discarding the comfort and road presence longtime full-size buyers still desired. At number 45 is the 1977 Ford LTD Landau. Ford's LTD underwent a gradual shrinkage in the mid-1970s, aligning with the industry's move toward more sensible proportions. Nonetheless, the 1977 LTD Landau stayed true to the Ford tradition of spaciousness and comfort at just over 214 inches in length. It sported updated styling that included rectangular headlamps adjacent to a centrally placed grille, while the Landau package featured a padded vinyl roof and decorative Landau bars on the rear pillars, lending a premium aura. The downsized LTD often came equipped with a 302 or 351 cubic inch V8, each paired with a 3-speed automatic transmission. Though not performance-focused, these powertrains handled daily driving duties with ease, aided by a chassis that mixed decent handling improvements with a soft ride expected of a large Ford sedan. Inside, the LTD Landau boasted upgraded materials and upscale touches. Well-cushioned bench seats, available in cloth or vinyl, and understated wood grain applications on the dashboard created a welcoming interior. Buyers could customize their LTD Landau with features like air conditioning, power windows, and tilt steering. As a result, the 1977 Ford LTD Landau exemplified a transitional stage, where size was trimmed from the behemoths of previous years, yet the unmistakable hallmarks of American full-size comfort and presence were retained for loyal buyers seeking tradition wrapped in a slightly more efficient form. In at number 44 is the 1971 Plymouth Fury 3. By 1971, the Plymouth Fury 3 had established a solid reputation in Plymouth's full-size stable, drawing in both family and fleet buyers with its spacious cabin and reliable powertrains. Measuring around 215 inches in length, the Fury 3 featured Chrysler's fuselage design language, giving it a rounded, flowing exterior. This modern aesthetic stood in contrast to the angular lines seen in many competitors. Engine offerings covered a range from a dependable 318 cubic inch V8 to more forceful big blocks like the 383 and 440, all driving through Chrysler's stalwart TorqueFlite automatic transmission. The Fury 3 balanced practicality with performance, making it capable of robust highway merging and comfortable city driving. Its suspension was oriented toward ride comfort, helping create a serene experience for occupants. Within, Plymouth emphasized utility and convenience. Generous bench seats provided ample elbow room, while a no-nonsense dashboard placed key controls within easy reach. Buyers could also tick boxes for air conditioning, power steering, and upgraded audio systems to enhance daily usability. The 1971 Fury 3 thus stood as a versatile option in the early 1970s American market, honoring the big car ethos of comfort and space while retaining a sensible element that made it appealing for a broad range of drivers. Next up at 43 is the 1977 Pontiac Bonneville Brougham. In line with GM's corporate downsizing strategy, Pontiac revamped the Bonneville for 1977, making it more space efficient while retaining the hallmarks that had defined the brand's full-size offerings. Though shorter in wheelbase than its predecessors, the Bonneville Brougham still stretched about 215 inches, preserving a dignified, stately presence. The exterior design featured squared-off edges, rectangular headlamps, and Pontiac's refined grille motif, striking a balance between modernity and continuity. Engine choices included a thrifty 231 cubic inch V6, as well as 301 or 350 cubic inch V8s for drivers who preferred extra power. A 3-speed automatic transmission came standard, with an available 4-speed automatic for enhanced fuel economy. Despite smaller overall dimensions, the Bonneville Brougham sustained Pontiac's signature soft ride via a carefully tuned suspension. Inside, the Brougham specification offered elevated luxury. Thick cloth or velour seating, improved sound insulation, and wood grain accents on the dash and door panels conveyed an aura of quiet refinement. Air conditioning, power windows, and other power accessories were accessible to heighten convenience. The 1977 Pontiac Bonneville Brougham thus symbolizes a pivotal moment in the American automotive industry, demonstrating that downsizing need not entail sacrificing the plushness and spaciousness that had long defined the full-size segment. And at number 42 is the 1978 Dodge Monaco. Originally a premium variant of the Dodge Polara, the Monaco evolved into a standalone full-size model before industry conditions led to a collective downsizing effort. By 1978, the Monaco had shifted onto a smaller platform shared with the Plymouth Fury, placing it among Chrysler's intermediate offerings even as it carried the full-size label. With a length of around 215 inches, it balanced an appreciably spacious cabin with enhanced maneuverability. Engine options ranged from a venerable 225-inch slant 6 to the 318 or 360 cubic inch V8, all paired with Chrysler's dependable TorqueFlite automatic. The chassis' lighter mass improved fuel efficiency over older Monacos, while still offering the pillow-like ride so typical of American cars in the 1970s. Inside, Dodge kept functionality front and center. Wide bench seats, straightforward controls, and abundant visibility equipped the Monaco for family duties or fleet usage. Drivers desiring extra creature comforts could opt for air conditioning, power steering, and power brakes. Though overshadowed by flashier or more luxurious rivals, the 1978 Dodge Monaco represented a pragmatic choice, large enough for typical American needs, yet scaled back to answer the decade's fuel and emissions challenges. It remains an example of how domestic manufacturers work to reconcile big car DNA with evolving economic and regulatory landscapes. Next up at 41, it is the 1979 Pontiac Catalina. As the entry-level full-size car in Pontiac's lineup, the 1979 Catalina strove to balance traditional American car qualities, roominess, comfort, and a smooth ride with a wallet-friendly price. Sharing a platform with the Bonneville, it measured around 215 inches in length, thereby maintaining a relatively ample interior despite being downsized. Externally, the Catalina wore restrained styling, featuring squared-off body panels, minimal chrome, and a modest grille design. Engine configurations began with a 231 cubic inch V6 for those seeking better gas mileage, while V8 options, a 301 or 350, catered to buyers wanting more low-end punch. A 3-speed automatic transmission came standard, though some models offered a 4-speed automatic to further optimize fuel efficiency. Though not meant for spirited driving, the Catalina exhibited Pontiac's knack for comfortable cruising thanks to a soft-sprung suspension. Inside, functionality took precedence. Wide bench seats with durable cloth or vinyl coverings and a basic, user-friendly dashboard layout reflected the car's pragmatic focus. Nevertheless, optional equipment, power windows, air conditioning, and premium audio could bring the Catalina closer to higher-end Bonneville territory. In this sense, the 1979 Pontiac Catalina served as a sensible alternative for families or individuals who desired the perks of a full-size vehicle, accommodating seating in a placid ride without stepping into the more expensive or feature-laden models within the GM stable. In at number 40 is the 1979 Dodge St. Regis. Introduced for the 1979 model year, the Dodge St. Regis showcased Chrysler's efforts to produce a premium-oriented full-size vehicle with a reduced footprint compared to the sprawling sedans of earlier decades. Riding on the R-body platform, the St. Regis measured around 215 inches in length, in line with other downsized Detroit sedans. A squared-off roofline, broad grille, and conservative use of chrome imparted a dignified, understated appearance. Engine choices started with the 225 slant 6, though most St. Regis buyers opted for V8 power, namely 318 or 360 cubic inches, mated to the venerable TorqueFlite automatic. While acceleration was modest, the car's lower curb weight aided overall efficiency relative to previous Dodge full-size models, and it retained a cushioned ride. Inside, Dodge aimed to deliver comfort and simple elegance. Bench seats, trimmed in cloth or velour, provided ample head and legroom. Standard equipment included power steering and power brakes, while air conditioning and upgraded sound systems were popular add-ons. Despite a short production lifespan, the 1979 Dodge St. Regis stands as an example of the transition in American car making, as manufacturers endeavored to reconcile big car traditions, spacious cabins and a gentle ride, with the realities of increasing fuel prices and evolving consumer expectations. At number 39 is the 1979 Mercury Grand Marquis. In 1979, Mercury downsized its full-size models, bringing the Grand Marquis to a new platform that focused on trimming weight and bulk while retaining interior comfort. At around 215 inches in length, the fresh Grand Marquis showcased squared-off lines and an updated grille, establishing a contemporary and polished aesthetic. Mercury strove to distinguish it from its Ford counterparts with unique exterior details and a slightly more refined interior. Engine options centered on V8 units of 302 or 351 cubic inches, aiming for a combination of adequate power and better fuel efficiency than prior behemoths. Paired with a 3-speed or 4-speed automatic, these power plants maintained a laid-back driving character. The chassis also benefited from updated suspension tuning, promoting a balanced blend of comfort and responsiveness for a vehicle of its size. The cabin underscored Mercury's semi-upmarket positioning. Large bench seats, high-quality upholstery, and strategically placed controls delivered a sense of ease and space. Buyers could select from various modern add-ons, including air conditioning, power windows, and upgraded sound systems, bringing the Grand Marquis more in line with luxury-oriented rivals. Altogether, the 1979 Mercury Grand Marquis provided a strong bridge between the old world of immense high-consumption sedans and the newer, more pragmatic priorities shaping the American automotive landscape. Up next at number 38, it is the 1969 Dodge Polara. Introduced to replace the prior 880 model, the Dodge Polara became a crucial part of Dodge's full-size lineup. By 1969, the Polara had evolved into a substantial automobile of about 218 inches in length. Its styling showcased Dodge's fuselage design theme, highlighted by a streamlined, curvaceous body profile reminiscent of aircraft engineering. This approach gave the Polara a contemporary look compared to the boxier silhouettes of some rivals. Under the hood, Dodge offered several engine options, starting with a 318 cubic inch V8 as standard equipment. Drivers seeking enhanced performance could step up to a 383, 440, or, in special instances, the 426 Hemi. Paired with either manual or TorqueFlite automatic transmissions, these engines cater to a wide spectrum of driving preferences, from everyday reliability to potent highway muscle. Inside, Dodge prioritized generous accommodations, reflective of the car's sizable exterior. A large bench seat, a sweeping dashboard, and user-friendly ergonomics combined to make the Polara appealing for families or long-distance travelers. Optional features such as power steering, power brakes, and air conditioning could further elevate the Polara's comfort quotient. Ultimately, the 1969 Polara earned its stripes as a dependable and roomy cruiser, retaining the style and power that marked the pinnacle of Detroit's love affair with the big car format. In at number 37, it is the 1981 Buick LeSabre Limited. By 1981, Buick's full-size LeSabre had firmly settled into its downsized profile, aiming to combine spaciousness and a relatively efficient footprint with the brand's trademark plushness. The limited trim represented the pinnacle of the LeSabre lineup, featuring enhanced materials and an elevated sense of comfort. At approximately 218 inches in length, it was more maneuverable than its predecessors, yet retained a distinctively formal stance, anchored by Buick's upright grille and understated styling cues. Engine options typically included a 231 cubic inch V6 or a 307 cubic inch V8. Both made it to automatic transmissions tuned for smooth shifts over raw acceleration. Compared to earlier gas-guzzling eras, these powertrains delivered improved efficiency, though the car's driving ethos remained oriented towards gentle, comfortable cruising. Within, the LeSabre Limited spoiled occupants with pillow-top seats available in velour or leather, accompanied by tasteful wood-grain dash accents. Standard power steering and power brakes contributed to ease of operation, while optional items like power seats, windows, and cruise control enhanced the premium feel. Buick also paid close attention to noise insulation, yielding a serene interior experience. Retaining a notable presence on the road while embracing practicality, the 1981 Buick LeSabre Limited underscored how a big American sedan could evolve with changing times, yet maintain a substantial degree of the comfort and grandeur that defined the breed. In at number 36 is the 1980 Lincoln Continental Mark VI. Released in 1980, the Lincoln Continental Mark VI marked the first concerted downsizing effort in Lincoln's personal luxury coupe lineup, addressing heightened pressures for improved fuel economy and reduced emissions. Although smaller than its Mark V predecessor at about 219 inches, the Mark VI preserved many of the refined hallmarks of the series, retaining the classic Continental trunk hump, a prominent grille, and the option of opera windows that accentuated its formal lines. Under the hood, a 302 cubic inch V8 came standard, with a 351 available in certain markets. Both engines employed electronic fuel injection, a forward-leaning innovation for the time, and were paired with a 4-speed automatic overdrive transmission. This combination represented a substantial leap in efficiency, while striving to maintain the cushioned, stately road manners buyers anticipated from a Lincoln coupe. Inside, the Mark VI maintained Lincoln's elevated sense of luxury. Plush velour or leather seats, extensive sound insulation, and sophisticated digital instrumentation distinguished it from mainstream coupes. Additional amenities such as automatic climate control, power seats, and a trip computer further attested to Lincoln's commitment to modernizing its top-tier offerings. Ultimately, the 1980 Lincoln Continental Mark VI epitomizes the industry's balancing act during this era, preserving brand identity while carefully adapting to a new environment demanding efficiency and technologically advanced features. Next, at 35, it is the 1967 Mercury Park Lane. As Mercury's top-tier full-size offering, the 1967 Park Lane combined the brand's aspiration for luxury and performance with a commanding on-road demeanor. Spanning nearly 220 inches in length, the Park Lane featured Mercury's distinctive styling elements, which included vertically stacked headlights and pronounced character lines to evoke both elegance and power. A sweeping grille design, complemented by carefully applied chrome accents, further underscored its premium positioning. At its core, the Park Lane housed a range of robust V8 engines, starting with a 410 cubic inch Marauder V8. Buyers with greater performance desires could opt for a 420 cubic inch variant. In either case, the Park Lane's chassis and suspension were tuned for comfort, delivering a smooth, composed driving experience that satisfied families and executives alike. Inside, Mercury emphasized a roomy, refined cabin. Generous bench seats, high-quality upholstery, and an array of available features such as power windows, locks, and air conditioning provided a taste of luxury in everyday motoring. The dashboard design balanced clarity and style, ensuring essential controls were placed within easy reach of the driver. As a flagship model, the 1967 Mercury Park Lane remains a testament to the brand's dedication to big car sophistication and the pursuit of a more elevated driving experience. Up next at number 34, it's the 1980 Oldsmobile 98 Regency. By 1980, Oldsmobile's flagship 98 Regency had fully embraced General Motors' downsized C-body platform, reflecting the brand's effort to offer traditional American luxury in a more efficient package. Around 220 inches in length, it remained a sizable sedan that commanded respect on the road, even though it was notably more compact than its early 1970s forerunners. Squared-edge styling, a prominent hood, and tasteful chrome details reinforced the car's sophisticated persona. The 98 Regency generally used a 307 cubic inch V8, with Oldsmobile's diesel V8 sometimes available for drivers looking to boost fuel mileage. Though that option earned mixed reviews for reliability. Paired with a 3-speed automatic and increasingly a 4-speed overdrive, the powertrains lean toward comfort and steady cruising rather than brisk acceleration. The revised suspension ensured a quiet, composed ride that appealed to those seeking a serene daily driver. Inside, the Regency trim level upheld Oldsmobile's tradition of plush appointments. Pillow-tufted velour or leather seats, extensive carpeting, and refined dashboard fittings evoke the same sense of luxury found in costlier GM divisions. Power amenities and electronic gadgetry, including modern sound systems and climate control, reinforced its premium standing. The 1980 Oldsmobile 98 Regency therefore illustrated a broader industry shift. Large-scale opulence was still in demand, but packaged in a way that acknowledged fuel constraints and changed consumer mindsets. Next, at 33, it is the 1965 Pontiac Bonneville. Launched in the late 1950s, the Pontiac Bonneville quickly evolved into one of the marquee's most illustrious full-size offerings, mirroring the era's fascination with big, bold, and powerful cars. By 1965, the Bonneville measured over 220 inches in length and showcased the latest in Pontiac's wide-track styling, complete with a broad stance, elongated body lines, and subtle tail fins. The distinctive front grille arrangement and chrome-laden exterior trim reflected the car's premium status atop Pontiac's model hierarchy. A robust 389 cubic inch V8 engine powered the 1965 Bonneville, delivering ample horsepower and torque for those who appreciated both speed and comfort. The vehicle's perimeter frame and revised suspension geometry provided a stable, smooth ride at highway speeds. This commitment to a balanced driving experience contributed to the model's strong popularity among enthusiasts and family drivers alike. Inside, the Bonneville catered to a clientele seeking more than just basic transportation. Plush seats, abundant legroom, and polished dashboard trim lent a premium feel. Options such as air conditioning, power steering, and power brakes were widespread, transforming the Bonneville into a personalized haven of luxury on wheels. In many respects, the 1965 Pontiac Bonneville exemplified the potent blend of size, style, and spirited performance that defined mid-1960s American automobiles. Coming in at number 32, it's the 1972 Ford LTD Country Squire. A staple of suburban driveways, the Ford Country Squire offered an upscale take on the station wagon concept. Part of the LTD lineup, the 1972 model stretched over 220 inches in length, sporting Ford's trademark faux wood paneling and a wide, imposing grille. Designed to haul families in comfort, it captured the spirit of an era when station wagons were the favored all-purpose solution. Engine choices ranged from the 351 cubic inch Cleveland V8 to larger units like the 400 or 429, matched with Ford's automatic transmission. These engines provided more than enough power to move the Country Squire briskly, whether dealing with daily chores or setting off on an extended vacation. A soft suspension guaranteed a smooth ride, appealing to the tastes of wagon buyers who often spent hours on the highways. Inside, the LTD Country Squire could accommodate up to 9 passengers with a rear-facing third-row seat. Ford furnished the interior with large bench seats, optional air conditioning, and power amenities to enhance practicality. A generously sized cargo area, accessible through a convenient tailgate, showcased its versatility. In this way, the 1972 Ford LTD Country Squire echoed the era's emphasis on spacious, family-oriented transport, blending essential utility with a dash of Ford's trademark comfort and style. At number 31, it's the 1972 Chevrolet Caprice Kingswood Estate. Throughout the early 1970s, station wagons were indispensable for families, and the Chevrolet Caprice Kingswood Estate ranked among the most commodious and feature-laden in Chevrolet's arsenal. Riding on GM's B-body platform, this wagon stretched beyond 220 inches, presenting a cavernous cargo area able to accommodate everything from daily errands to cross-country vacation gear. Its hallmark was the faux wood paneling that lent a quintessential family-oriented charm to the otherwise substantial exterior. Propelling the Kingswood estate was a variety of V8 engines, beginning with a 350 and culminating in a torque-heavy 454 for those requiring extra muscle. These engines were paired with either a turbo hydromatic 350 or 400 transmission, ensuring smooth shifts under varying loads. Air shocks in the rear suspension often helped keep the ride level, even when the wagon was fully stocked. Inside, the car could seat up to 9 passengers, if fitted with a third-row bench seat. The cockpit offered a straightforward, logically arranged dashboard for the driver, while optional amenities like air conditioning and power windows brought additional comfort. With its voluminous interior, robust powertrains, and family-friendly design, the 1972 Chevrolet Caprice Kingswood Estate became a standout in the station wagon segment, reflecting a time when big and practical went hand-in-hand on American roads. Next, at 30, it's the 1960 Buick Electra Deuce and a Quarter. When Buick introduced the Electra 225 for the 1960 model year, its very name, Deuce and a Quarter, offered a hint at its immense overall length, exceeding 220 inches. As part of Buick's upper-tier lineup, the Electra Deuce and a Quarter was designed to exemplify prestige and status for discerning buyers who sought a comfortable and spacious driving experience. Sharp tail fins and sweeping side contours gave the car a sense of motion even when parked, while ample chrome accents underscored its upscale appeal. Beneath the hood, the Electra 225 featured a powerful Wildcat V8 engine displacing 401 cubic inches and delivering noteworthy horsepower for its time. Paired with a twin-turbine automatic transmission, the powertrain offered both potency and smoothness, allowing the sizable sedan to navigate highways with composure. The ride quality was a point of pride for Buick, achieved through a refined suspension system that prioritized passenger comfort. Inside, the Electra Deuce and a Quarter was a study in luxury, boasting wide bench seats, plush upholstery, and a host of modern amenities, including air conditioning and power accessories. The dashboard was thoughtfully arranged, emphasizing straightforward controls and driver-centric ergonomics. More than any other Buick of its era, the Electra Deuce and a Quarter embodied the brand's commitment to combining commanding proportions, robust performance, and an opulent cabin environment, making it a signature model of early 1960s American automotive culture. Moving on to 29, it is the 1963 Chrysler Imperial LeBaron. The 1963 Chrysler Imperial LeBaron was a formidable presence in the luxury car market, competing head-on with Cadillac and Lincoln for the attention of America's most affluent motorists. Designed under the guidance of Elwood Engel, newly arrived from Ford, the Imperial LeBaron featured a distinctive, squared-off look that emphasized formality and gravitas. Measuring well over 220 inches in length, it boasted stately proportions, enhanced by clean, linear body lines and understated chrome accents. Powering the Imperial was a 413 cubic inch V8, which propelled the vehicle with surprising ease given its substantial weight. The standard TorqueFlite automatic transmission furthered the Imperial's reputations for smooth acceleration and relaxed cruising. In many respects, the Chrysler flagship served as a showcase for advanced features, including power windows, power seats, and a tilt steering wheel. Inside, passengers were greeted by sumptuous fabrics or optional leather upholstery, as well as carefully crafted wood grain accents. The rear seating area offered ample comfort, befitting a chauffeur-driven clientele. With its commanding presence, luxurious appointments, and refined ride quality, the 1963 Chrysler Imperial LeBaron stands out as a salient example of a period when opulence and generous proportions defined American luxury automobiles. Next, at 28, it's the 1970 Cadillac Eldorado. The 1970 Cadillac Eldorado represented a high point in Cadillac's personal luxury coupe category, epitomizing style, power, and sheer presence. Building upon the four-wheel drive platform introduced in 1967, this model expanded to roughly 221 inches in overall length, amplifying the Eldorado's commanding stance. A bold grille, concealed headlights, and a sweeping roofline underscored Cadillac's ethos of extravagance. Under the expansive hood lay one of the largest engines of its time, a formidable 500 cubic inch V8 that furnished immense torque. Paired with front-wheel drive and a thoughtfully engineered suspension, the Eldorado offered a driving experience distinct from typical rear-drive luxury cars, merging stable handling with a cushioned ride. Inside, passengers experienced an opulent environment fitted with premium leather seating, thick carpeting, and a full roster of power accessories. The dashboard design favored the driver, with an instrument panel that was both visually appealing and intuitive to use. Blending commanding dimensions, robust performance, and a lavish interior, the 1970 Cadillac Eldorado bolstered Cadillac's leadership in the personal luxury realm, encapsulating the broader American obsession with big, powerful automobiles during the height of the land yacht era. Next up at 27, it is the 1977 Oldsmobile 98 Regency. In 1977, Oldsmobile's flagship 98 series migrated to GM's newly downsized C-body platform, aiming to deliver the brand's trademark luxury in a more maneuverable package. Spanning approximately 221 inches in length, the 98 Regency was several inches shorter than preceding versions, but still boasted an impressively roomy interior. Externally, the sedan adopted modern, squared-off contours and a distinctive Oldsmobile grille that projected a stately image. Engine availability typically started with a 350 cubic inch V8, though a 403 might be fitted for increased torque. Teamed with either a 3-speed or 4-speed automatic, these engines offered smoother operation and improved fuel economy over past generations. A revised chassis and suspension geometry gave the 98 Regency more controlled handling than its bulkier ancestors, though comfort remained paramount. Within, the Regency trim made its mark as an epitome of elegance in Oldsmobile stable. Plush, pillow-top seats, generous legroom, and liberal use of wood grain and chrome trim on the dashboard cultivated a luxurious cabin environment. Popular amenities such as power windows, locks, and air conditioning reflected the 98 Regency's position at the high end of Oldsmobile's lineup, representing GM's endeavor to keep full-size American sedans appealing in the face of the energy-conscious climate. The 1977 Oldsmobile Regency showed that a balance of size, comfort, and relative efficiency was both attainable and desirable. Next up at 26, it is the 1978 Chrysler New Yorker. By 1978, the Chrysler New Yorker had moved onto a more modest platform than the massive fuselage-bodied versions of the early 1970s, yet it remained a full-size automobile of around 221 inches in length. The design favored straighter lines and a more upright grille, marking a shift toward a conservative and formal aesthetic. Still, the New Yorker retained an air of prestige inherent to its long-standing legacy. Engine options commonly included a 360 cubic inch V8 with a 400 cubic inch version in select packages. Chrysler's proven torque flight automatic transmission continued to provide seamless acceleration, and while the market had become more conscious of fuel economy, the focus of the New Yorker was to uphold a luxurious, comfortable ride. The torsion bar front suspension smoothed out bumps and enhanced the feeling of steadiness on highways. Stepping inside, one encountered a plush interior complete with velour upholstered seats, thick carpeting, and wood-trimmed accents. Buyers could opt for power accessories such as windows, seats, and mirrors, reflecting the model's upper-tier positioning. A spacious cabin underscored the car's mission as a genuine American full-size sedan. Although shrinking by prior standards, the 1978 Chrysler New Yorker carried forward the brand's rich tradition of large-scale luxury into an era growing more mindful of efficiency, yet unwilling to forsake comfort entirely. At number 25, it's the 1979 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. By 1979, Cadillac had applied some downsizing measures across its lineup. Yet, the Coupe de Ville still embodied the brand's traditional luxury ethos. Measuring about 221 inches in length, it was shorter and lighter than earlier generations, but retained unmistakable Cadillac cues, including a prominent grille, quad rectangular headlights, and tasteful chrome details. Despite new constraints on fuels and emissions, the car persisted in offering a gracious, stately look. Under the hood, a 425 cubic inch V8 continued to provide smooth and leisurely performance. Cadillac's engineering updates included lighter body components and more efficient mechanical systems to improve fuel economy, albeit modestly. A standard 3-speed automatic transmission carried forward the hallmark quiet, refined driving quality associated with Cadillac. Stepping into the cabin revealed plush, overstuffed seating covered in premium cloth or optional leather, along with thick carpeting that contributed to a hushed interior atmosphere. Standard features such as power seats, power windows, and automatic climate control served to uphold Cadillac's status as a luxury leader. Though consumer trends increasingly turned towards smaller vehicles, the 1979 Cadillac Coupe de Ville satisfied buyers who believed genuine luxury demanded ample space, a silky ride, and a road presence that made it instantly recognizable as the preeminent American automobile. Next at 24, it's the 1979 Buick Electra Park Avenue. Adapting to General Motors' downsizing initiatives, the Buick Electra entered 1979 more efficiently packaged, yet still brimming with the traditional hallmarks of premium Buick motoring. The Park Avenue trim occupied the top rung of the Electra series, highlighting an environment of plush luxury. At about 221 inches in length, the Electra retained a stately presence, distinguished by Buick's signature vertical bar grille and understated boxy contours that conveyed subtle prestige. A 350 cubic inch V8 commonly powered the Electra, balancing Buick's desire for smoother, more efficient performance with a torque that buyers expected. Transmission options included a 3-speed automatic or an optional 4-speed overdrive, further modernizing the driving experience. The lighter, refined chassis encouraged more controlled handling, but the suspension remained biased toward Buick's characteristic soft, insulated ride. Inside, the Park Avenue trim underscored opulence with its pillow-tufted seats, frequently upholstered in velour or optional leather. Wood grain inlays decorated the dashboard, and extensive sound insulation created a hushed cabin environment. Amenities like power seats, power windows, and upgraded audio systems came standard or were easily selected. With the 1979 Buick Electra Park Avenue, GM illustrated that it was possible to craft a luxurious, full-sized American sedan that married heritage and innovation, demonstrating that downsize need not equate to diminished comfort or elegance. At number 23, it's the 1980 Chrysler New Yorker Fifth Avenue. The 1980 Chrysler New Yorker Fifth Avenue represented a distinctive appointed trim level within the downsized New Yorker range, highlighting plush cabin materials and a graceful approach to big car luxury. Built on the R-body platform, the car measured around 221 inches in length, smaller than the Chrysler behemoths of the early 1970s, but still comfortably full-size. A stately grille, a formal roofline, and subtle chrome cues signaled its premium marketed aspirations. Under the hood, a 318 cubic inch V8 commonly powered the New Yorker Fifth Avenue, matched with a TorqueFlite 3-speed automatic for predictable acceleration and decent fuel economy relative to earlier models. The focus remained on a smooth, easygoing ride, courtesy of a suspension calibrated more for comfort than tight cornering. Inside the cabin revealed the Fifth Avenue's key differentiator, its sumptuous, pillowed seating in either velour or optional leather, thick carpeting, and wood grain dash trim. Amenities like power windows, power seats, and automatic temperature control underscored Chrysler's intention to create a deluxe environment. Though not as immense as prior Chrysler flagships, the 1980 New York Fifth Avenue continued a proud lineage of American sedans that placed comfort, refinement, and subtle prestige at the forefront of design, even as the industry pivoted toward more compact vehicles overall. Next at 22, it is the 1981 Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham. As the traditional big car era neared its twilight, the 1981 Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham stood as one of the final strongholds of classical American luxury. At around 221 inches in length, it was smaller than the Fleetwoods of the early 1970s, but still conveyed formality through a broad grille, Cadillac's signature tail lamps, and dignified chrome accents. While outside pressures forced downsizing, Cadillac remained committed to preserving comfort and prominence. Under the hood, Cadillac experimented with innovative technology, equipping a 6.0-liter 368 cubic inch V8 featuring a V8 6.4 variable displacement in pursuit of better fuel economy. Though pioneering, the system proved finicky in real-world use and was frequently disabled by owners. A 3-speed automatic was standard, with some models offering a 4-speed overdrive. Despite these changes, the Fleetwood Brougham maintained a serene ride, focusing on isolating occupants from road irregularities. Inside, the sedan upheld Cadillac's opulent reputation. Plush velour or leather seating, often adorned with button tufting, gave the cabin an air of stately indulgence. Wood-grain dashboard and door inserts, abundant sound-deadening material, and power conveniences from windows to seats underscored the brand's luxury hallmark. Thus, the 1981 Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham endures as a testament to the lingering belief that quintessential American luxury demanded both expansive interiors and an aura of regal tradition, even as the broader market pivoted towards downsizing. Moving on to number 21, it's the 1974 Chevrolet Impala sedan. By 1974, the Chevrolet Impala had become a mainstay of the American automotive scene, lauded for its balance of affordability, interior space, and mechanical durability. Measuring about 222 inches in length, the 74 Impala showcased an evolution of GM's Colonnade styling, characterized by squared-off lines and robust bumpers developed in response to new federal regulations. Thick pillars further enhanced structural integrity while subtly modernizing the car's profile. Buyers could choose from various V8 power plants ranging from a 350 cubic inch small block to a 454 big block for those desiring extra heft. These engines were paired with Chevrolet's dependable turbo-hydromatic transmissions, ensuring a broad range of capabilities. Although not performance-driven, the Impala excelled in smooth, comfortable cruising, a core trait that made it a popular choice for family transport and fleet usage. Inside, function and comfort took precedence. Wide bench seats offered generous seating for multiple passengers, and the dashboard was thoughtfully arranged with easy-to-reach controls. Amenities such as air conditioning, power steering, and power brakes were accessible as options, highlighting the market's shifting focus toward convenience. In essence, the 1974 Chevrolet Impala sedan stood as a workhorse of its time, reflecting an era when American motorists still prized ample space and fuss-free reliability above specialized performance or fuel economy. On to number 20, we have the 1966 Oldsmobile 98. Long regarded as the pinnacle of Oldsmobile's lineup, the 98 presented a compelling combination of stature, luxury, and performance. By 1966, this premium full-size car exceeded 222 inches in length, reflecting the ongoing trend toward larger and more spacious automobiles. Oldsmobile's signature design cues, such as a gracefully sweeping belt line, restrained chrome accents, and dual headlamps, distinguished the 98 from other GM offerings while emphasizing the brand's understated elegance. Power came from a 425 cubic inch rocket V8 engine, celebrated for its smooth power delivery and reliability. Mated to a Jetaway automatic transmission, the powertrain delivered responsive acceleration and a serene highway demeanor. Technological advancements like power steering and power brakes were standard or readily available, affirming Oldsmobile's commitment to luxurious motoring. Inside, occupants were treated to spacious bench seats, plush fabrics, and a tidy dashboard layout. Optional niceties, including tilt steering wheel, cruise control, and air conditioning, enhanced comfort and convenience. Despite its considerable weight, the 98's suspension provided a cloud-like ride, demonstrating Oldsmobile's dedication to passenger well-being. In the context of 1960s American car culture, the 1966 Oldsmobile 98 epitomizes an era when grandiose automobiles symbolized ambition, and Oldsmobile aimed to claim its share of the luxury market with a model designed to impress in both scale and refinement. Next up at 19 is the 1976 Buick LeSabre Custom. In 1976, the Buick LeSabre Custom exemplified an enticing mix of affordability, comfort, and roomy interior space that typified American full-size sedans. At about 223 inches in length, Its exterior design incorporated Buick's distinct wide grille featuring the Tri-Shield emblem, flanked by rectangular headlights that lent a refined, if understated, presence. Subtle body contours hinted at the car's generous proportions without veering into ostentation. Engine configurations frequently included a 350 cubic inch V8 or, in certain cases, a 455 V8, both paired with an automatic transmission. While outright performance had diminished compared to earlier muscle car days, the LeSabre's powertrain still offered sufficient pep for highway cruising. Buick engineers tuned the suspension for softness, reinforcing the nameplate's heritage of delivering a velvety ride. Within, occupants found a focus on comfort and convenience. Expansive bench seats covered in cloth or optional velour or vinyl, complemented by a straightforward yet attractive dashboard, ensured easy access to essential controls. Features like air conditioning, power steering, and power brakes came as standard or widely available, while optional power windows or locks pushed the LeSabre further toward the near-luxury bracket. At a moment when full-size American cars still held sway, the 1976 Buick LeSabre Custom stood out as a robust, space-rich alternative at a lower price than GM's premium divisions. On to number 18, it's the 1971 Mercury Marquis. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, Mercury sought to distinguish itself from Ford by offering upscale touches, and the 1971 Mercury Marquis embodied this approach. Built on Ford's full-size chassis, the Marquis stretched nearly 224 inches in length, projecting a dignified presence underlined by unique design elements such as its wide grille and subtle chrome embellishments. Flowing body lines evoked a sense of understated luxury rather than overt flamboyance. Engine options generally centered on larger V8 units ranging from 390 to 429 or 460 cubic inches, all mated to the Merco-Matic automatic transmission. These powertrains combined to provide adequate power, whether merging onto highways or traveling city streets. True to the big car tradition of the day, the suspension favored a soft ride, sheltering passengers from rough road surfaces. Inside, the Marquis presented a spacious and refined environment. Expansive bench seats, premium upholstery, and a practical dashboard layout elevated it above Ford models. Buyers could add extras like air conditioning, power steering, power brakes, and upgraded sound systems to tailor the car to their needs. Ultimately, the 1971 Mercury Marquis struck a balance between classic American luxury and functionality, offering both comfort and subtle sophistication for those who sought a car above their mainstream Ford lineup. And at number 17, it's the 1976 Chrysler Newport. Chrysler's Newport nameplate had long stood for a full-size experience at a more accessible price than the top-tier New Yorker, and by 1976, it still embodied those core values. Measuring about 224 inches in length, the Newport adopted the graceful fuselage design that characterized Chrysler's early 1970s aesthetic. Cleanly contoured body panels and restrained chrome details lent the car an unobtrusive elegance. Common engine choices included the 360 or 400 cubic inch V8, with the larger 440 available as well. Chrysler's dependable TorqueFlite automatic transmission accompanied each option, ensuring the smooth and robust propulsion expected of a full-size sedan. While the automotive world was starting to heed calls for fuel efficiency, the Newport remained a traditionally powered cruiser delivering a gentle ride. Inside, the Newport offered a spacious atmosphere thanks to its wide bench seats and straightforward instrument panel. Although it sat below the New Yorker in Chrysler's hierarchy, many of the luxuries, air conditioning, power windows, and upgraded audio could be added to the Newport. Cushioning in the seats combined with the car's soft suspension guaranteed a comfortable journey for all occupants, reflecting an age when large American sedans dominated the roads. The 1976 Chrysler Newport spoke to drivers who still valued classic big car proportions but desired a slightly lower cost of entry. Moving on to number 16 is the 1974 Chrysler Town & Country. Chrysler's Town & Country was the brand's premier station wagon, and by 1974, it demonstrated an unwavering commitment to merging practicality with upscale design. Surpassing 224 inches in length, the wagon carried the same graceful fuselage contours as Chrysler's New Yorker and Newport, conveying an aura of sophistication that set it apart from more utilitarian market offerings. Simulated wood grain side panels remained a hallmark of this prestige wagon. A standard 400 cubic inch V8 sat under the hood, with an optional 440 available for those desiring extra towering power or quicker acceleration. These engines paired with Chrysler's celebrated TorqueFlate automatic transmission to provide a seamless torque-laden driving experience. The wagon's suspension was engineered to handle significant cargo loads while still delivering a cushioned ride. Inside, the Town & Country welcomed up to 9 passengers with an optional rear-facing third row. Buyers could tailor the interior to taste, adding features like air conditioning, power steering, and power windows. Well-padded seats and premium upholstery materials hinted at the model's near-luxury status, while ample space behind the rear seats catered to practical needs. The 1974 Chrysler Town & Country thus serves as an archetype of a time when large station wagons, cloaked in refinement, dominated American roads as the family vehicle of choice. At number 15, it's the 1970 Buick Estate Wagon. Before the advent of SUVs and minivans, station wagons were the go-to family vehicle, and the 1970 Buick Estate Wagon exemplified that niche with abundant space and comfort. Approaching 225 inches in length, it ranked among the largest wagons on the market, offering a sprawling cargo bay ready to carry luggage, groceries, or family pets. Buick's attention to an upscale design came through in the refined exterior details, including wood grain paneling along the sides and a recognizable front grille reminiscent of Buick's full-size sedans. Beneath the hood lay Buick's big block 455 cubic inch V8, celebrated for its prodigious torque that enabled the estate wagon to merge confidently into traffic or ascend inclines even when fully laden. An automatic transmission provided a seamless driving experience, while the wagon's suspension was tuned for comfort to manage its substantial weight and cargo potential. The interior could seat up to 9 passengers in some configurations, courtesy of a rear-facing third row. Amenities such as air conditioning, power windows, and spacious bench seats contributed to the estate wagon's status as a practical yet comfortable family hauler. At a time when bigger is better dominated automotive philosophy, the 1970 Buick Estate Wagon stood as a testament to the station wagon's prominence in American motoring culture. On at 14, it's the 1973 Chrysler New Yorker Brougham. Chrysler's New Yorker had long been revered for delivering premium comfort and performance, and by 1973, the New Yorker Brougham exemplified these qualities at their peak. Spanning about 225 inches in length, this iteration showcased the brand's fuselage design philosophy, incorporating fluid contours along the flanks and a broad, horizontal grille that imparted an imposing, if formal, aesthetic. A 440 cubic inch V8 provided the New Yorker Brougham's power, offering torque-rich performance suitable for its size and weight. Coupled with a TorqueFlate automatic transmission, the drivetrain offered relaxed cruising and responsive acceleration. Meanwhile, the torsion bar front suspension and leaf spring rear arrangement promoted a plush ride that absorbed bumps and road imperfections with poise. Inside, passengers enjoyed a living room-like environment. Soft, roomy seating surfaces, often in velour or optional leather, partnered with thick carpeting and strategic soundproofing to create a hushed cabin. Features like power windows, power seats, and optional air conditioning underscored its status as a top-tier Chrysler offering. In an era defined by grand, opulent sedans, the 1973 Chrysler New Yorker Brougham captured the essence of American big car luxury, where expansive dimensions and cushy interiors reign supreme on the open road. At number 13, it's the 1958 Cadillac Fleetwood 60 Special. The 1958 Cadillac Fleetwood 60 Special epitomized the era's fascination with towering tail fins, expansive dimensions, and lavish interior appointments. Measuring over 225 inches in length, this luxurious sedan commanded immense road presence, making it an instant status symbol among America's elite. Its wide front grille, punctuated by dual headlamps on either side, set the tone for a new design direction that emphasized flamboyance and extravagance at every turn. Under the hood lay a robust 365 cubic inch V8 engine, which delivered ample power to move this substantial vehicle with surprising vigor. Coupled with a 4-speed hydromatic automatic transmission, the Fleetwood 60 Special offered a smooth driving experience, ensuring that both driver and passengers could cruise effortlessly along highways and boulevards. The interior boasted plush bench seats, generous legroom, and advanced features for its time, such as power windows and automatic headlight dimmers. Cadillac spared no expense in crafting a vehicle that spoke to the aspirations of mid-century America, where bigger was indeed better, and chrome-laden exteriors symbolized success. Its tail fins, reaching towering heights, became one of the car's most defining characteristics, echoing the aviation-inspired styling that swept the automotive world. Even today, the 1958 Fleetwood 60 Special remains an icon of Cadillac's legacy and a hallmark of American automotive design. Moving on to number 12, it's the 1971 Pontiac Granville. Debuting as Pontiac's flagship full-size model for 1971, the Granville was a statement of grandeur, combining expansive dimensions, luxurious appointments, and powerful engines. It replaced the Bonneville at the apex of Pontiac's lineup, stretching about 226 inches in length, making it one of the most imposing cars of its era. The exterior styling carried the brand's familiar sweeping body lines and sculpted contours, accentuated by a wide grille and a prominent front bumper. A 455 cubic inch V8 engine came standard, paired with a turbo hydromatic transmission. Boasting ample torque, this drivetrain propelled the Granville with authority while maintaining a relaxed demeanor on highways. Soft suspension tuning underscored the focus on passenger comfort, encouraging a genteel driving style befitting a top-tier Pontiac. Inside, the Granville exuded luxury. Plush bench seats, abundant rear legroom, and an assortment of convenient features, such as power windows and air conditioning, contributed to a premium environment. Pontiac also paid close attention to noise insulation, fostering a hushed cabin that enhanced the feeling of exclusivity. The 1971 Pontiac Granville encapsulated Detroit's race to produce bigger and more opulent sedans, a reflection of an era where upscale car buyers demanded both spacious accommodations and a commanding road presence. Moving on to the number 11 spot, it's the 1974 Mercury Colony Park. The Mercury Colony Park station wagon served as the brand's upscale alternative to the Ford Country Squire, merging a dash of luxury with family practicality. By 1974, the Colony Park extended beyond 225 inches, featuring a large, imposing grille and trademark wood grain paneling along its flanks. These elements combined to create a wagon that carried an air of suburban sophistication. Under the hood, drivers could typically choose between the 400 and 460 cubic inch V8 engines, both known for their hearty torque and reliable highway performance. Mated to Ford's automatic transmission, these powertrains ensured the Colony Park could handle the rigors of daily use with minimal fuss. The suspension was tuned for softness, soaking up road imperfections to create a serene ride for driver and passengers. Inside, up to 9 occupants could be seated if the rear-facing third row was specified. Plush upholstery, available leather, and an array of optional conveniences such as power windows and air conditioning highlighted the wagon's upper market positioning. The wide-opening tailgate and substantial cargo capacity reinforced its family-friendly mission. All told, the 1974 Mercury Colony Park encapsulates the heyday of the Grand Station Wagon, reflecting a period when American automakers heavily invested in building spacious, comfortable vehicles ideally suited to the demands of suburban life. Into the top 10, we have the 1975 Oldsmobile Custom Cruiser. For those wanting a blend of utility and sophistication, the Oldsmobile Custom Cruiser wagon emerged as a prime option in the mid-1970s. At roughly 227 inches in length, it was among the largest station wagons GM produced, built on the same B-body C-body platform underpinning other full-size models. The external design featured a broad, prominent front fascia, and wood-grain body accents that lent to a classic American wagon charm. Nestled under the hood was Oldsmobile's renowned Rocket V8 engine, typically the 455 cubic inch version, delivering potent torque to move the massive vehicle with confidence. A 3-speed automatic transmission smoothed out power delivery, enhancing the custom cruiser's aptitude for relaxed cruising. A comfort-focused suspension system absorbed bumps, making it a capable long-distance family hauler. Within the cabin, up to 9 people could be seated if equipped with a third-row bench. The broad dashboard layout placed controls within easy reach, with optional additions like air conditioning, power windows, and power locks, elevating convenience. Whether used for ferrying children, transporting cargo, or undertaking extended road trips, the 1975 Oldsmobile Custom Cruiser personified the spirit of 1970s American automotive design, where capacity, comfort, and practical amenities reigned as defining attributes. Moving on to the number 9 spot, it's the 1975 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. By the mid-1970s, the Cadillac de Ville name had become virtually synonymous with American luxury, and the two-door Coupe de Ville presented a slightly more personal take on the flagship identity. The 1975 model measured about 227 inches in length and combined Cadillac's signature emphasis on scale with a sleek, long hood short deck coupe profile. A bold grille and rectangular headlamps anchored the front end, while many examples sported a vinyl half roof for a formal appearance. A massive 500 cubic inch V8 engine powered the Coupe de Ville, delivering effortless torque and hushed acceleration that suited Cadillac's focus on refined travel. Paired with a 3-speed automatic transmission, the drivetrain emphasized subdued cruising rather than sportiness. The suspension was tuned for a floaty, comfortable ride, isolating passengers from road imperfections. Inside, the car catered to those seeking plushness above all else. Broad bench seats, capable of seating up to 6, featured thick padding and premium upholstery. Modern conveniences like climate control, power seats, and tilt telescoping steering reinforced the sense of ease and luxury. Enhanced sound insulation made conversations effortless. The 1975 Cadillac Coupe de Ville thus serves as an enduring emblem of a period when American personal luxury coupes were defined by their commanding size, velvety ride, and all-encompassing sense of indulgence. On at number 8, it's the 1959 Lincoln Continental Mark IV. In 1959, Lincoln introduced the Continental Mark IV, continuing the brand's tradition of producing imposing luxury automobiles that rivaled the competition in both size and opulence. Stretching over 227 inches from bumper to bumper, the Continental Mark IV exuded an aura of gravitas from the moment it arrived on the scene. Its exterior styling featured prominent tail fins, a trait that was virtually obligatory in this golden era of American automotive design, as well as an elongated hood and sculpted rear fenders. At the heart of the Mark IV roared a 430 cubic inch V8 engine, delivering abundant horsepower and torque to match the vehicle's substantial dimensions. The cabin was a showcase of comfort and convenience, outfitted with sumptuous materials and sophisticated features for the time, including power steering, power brakes, and an array of adjustable appointments. Rear seat passengers enjoyed expansive legroom, allowing them to luxuriate on long journeys. This generation of the Continental also moved away from the iconic spare tire hump on the trunk, an element that had defined earlier versions of Lincoln's flagship. Although the design language evolved, the car retained the sense of grandeur that Lincoln buyers had come to expect. With its formidable silhouette and confident stance, the 1959 Continental Mark IV became a flagship model reflecting American aspirations for power, prestige, and comfort. Next up at 7 is the 1973 Buick Electra Deuce and a Quarter. By 1973, Buick's famed Electra 225, enduringly called the Deuce and a Quarter, held a secure place in the brand's upper echelon. Measuring over 227 inches in total length, the Electra demonstrated Buick's unyielding dedication to offering vast interiors and an indulgent ride. Influenced by GM's evolving design language, the vehicle's styling included a pillar-supported roofline and wide expanses of glass for improved visibility. Under the hood resided a 455 cubic inch V8, renowned for its torque-rich output. Teamed with Buick's turbo-hydromatic transmission, the powertrain struck a balance between powerful acceleration and serene cruising. True to Buick form, the suspension tuning favored softness, delivering a gentle, composed ride for driver and passengers alike. Within, the Electra Deuce ¼ showcased Buick's flair for luxury. Broad bench seats, often in upscale cloth or velour, were complemented by an elegantly organized dashboard highlighting wood grain and chrome details. Power accessories including seats, windows, and locks came standard or were readily accessible. Optional automatic climate control added further convenience, reflecting buyers' desire for modern luxuries. The 1973 Buick Electra Deuce ¼ thus endures as a defining example of America's love affair with big, comfortable automobiles, demonstrating how lavish scale and robust engineering converge to create an unforgettable driving and ownership experience. Up next at number 6, it is the 1976 Lincoln Continental Mark IV. In the mid-70s, the Lincoln Continental Mark IV reigned over Ford's personal luxury lineup, with the 1976 edition encompassing the brand's drive toward grand styling and indulgent features. Approaching 230 inches in overall length, the Mark IV possessed one of the most distinguished silhouettes on American roads, highlighted by the Continental spare tire hump on the trunk, a broad grille, and small opera windows that punctuated its elongated flanks. Beneath the hood lay a formidable 460 cubic inch V8 engine mated to a 3-speed automatic transmission. Although tuned to offer relaxed power rather than aggressive acceleration, the Mark IV delivered the torque-rich cruising experience expected by luxury coupe buyers. The suspension was designed to provide a cloud-like ride, isolating passengers from the majority of road imperfections. Inside, the Mark IV made a grand statement with plush, overstuffed seats draped in velour or leather. Abundant sound-deadening materials contributed to an eerily quiet cabin, while electronic amenities like automatic climate control, power seats, and the 8-track tape system were commonly available. As such, the 1976 Lincoln Continental IV remains a definitive example of personal luxury trend. An era when style, size, and cassetting interiors prevailed in the American automotive landscape. And at number 5, it's the 1973 Imperial LeBaron. The 1973 Imperial LeBaron marked one of the final chapters in Chrysler's standalone luxury marquee, as the Imperial nameplate would soon exit the market. Yet this model emerged as the grand finale for the line, measuring over 230 inches in length and weighing in as one of the heaviest American production cars of the day. Retaining the fuselage-inspired exterior cues, the Imperial LeBaron flaunted a stately, upright grille and a formidable hood, all hinting at its lofty market status. A 440 cubic inch V8 engine provided the thrust needed to propel the Imperial, delivering copious torque to offset the car's substantial mass. Chrysler's TorqueFlite automatic transmission contributed to the signature smoothness that defined Imperial models, while the chassis and suspension ensured a gentle, floating ride highly prized by luxury buyers of the time. Inside, the Imperial LeBaron indulged occupants with pillowy seats upholstered in lush velour or leather, complemented by thick carpeting and a wealth of power conveniences such as windows, locks, and automatic climate control. This focus on comfort extended to noise insulation, resulting in a serenely quiet interior. Though the Imperial badge would soon be retired, the 1973 LeBaron stands as a testament to the pinnacle of Chrysler's big car opulence, just before market forces pushed American automakers toward more modest proportions. Coming in at number 4, it's the 1975 Lincoln Continental Town Car. The mid-1970s were the zenith for towering American luxury cars, and the 1975 Lincoln Continental Town Car exemplified this peak with massive proportions, lush appointments, and a road presence that commanded attention. Stretching beyond 230 inches, the Town Car projected authority through its imposing grille, blocky body lines, and substantial chrome bumpers, characteristics that confirmed its place at the summit of Lincoln's range. A 460 cubic inch V8 engine propelled the Town Car with effortless torque, bolstered by a 3-speed automatic transmission that favored smooth gear transitions over spirited acceleration. Soft suspension tuning offered a pillowy ride, effectively isolating occupants from the road's imperfections in a manner befitting a top-tier luxury sedan. The town car's interior showcased Lincoln's commitment to indulgence. Oversized pillow-top seats enveloped riders in comfort, while thick carpeting and padded surfaces fostered a serene, lounge-like atmosphere. Controls were neatly integrated within a broad dashboard finished with chrome and wood-like trim. Standard features included power windows, power locks, and air conditioning, aligning with the luxury expectations of the era. The 1975 Lincoln Continental Town Car stands today as a signature statement of the time when big and sumptuous were practically synonymous with American luxury, catering to buyers who viewed their cars as extensions of personal comfort and stature. At number 3, it is the 1976 Pontiac Grand Safari. During the 1970s heyday of the station wagon, Pontiac's Grand Safari carved out a notable position by offering both the brand's performance heritage and the practicality families required. At about 231 inches in length for 1976, the Grand Safari was among the largest wagons in GM's lineup, riding the versatile B-body platform. Like many of its contemporaries, it sported wood grain applications on the flanks, highlighting its family-friendly suburban spirit. Drivers could select between a 400 or 455 cubic inch V8 paired with GM's reliable 3-speed automatic transmission. These big block engines furnished abundant low-end torque, enabling the wagon to handle loaded road trips or towing duties with confidence. Buick's hallmark soft springs and sturdy shock absorbers ensured the Grand Safari maintained the smooth, cushioned ride expected of a full-size Pontiac. Inside, seating for up to 9 passengers was possible, with an optional rear-facing third row, while foldable seats expanded cargo capacity for everything from groceries to luggage. The driver-oriented dashboard, a Pontiac hallmark, typically integrated optional features like power windows, air conditioning, and upgraded stereo systems. Equally capable on family vacations and daily errands, the 1976 Pontiac Grand Safari showcases the era where station wagons dominated the American marketplace, offering generous space, V8 power, and the unmistakable aura of the mid-70s motors. On to number 2, we have the 1974 Cadillac Fleetwood Talisman. The 1974 Cadillac Fleetwood Talisman represented a specialized trim package designed to elevate the already luxurious Fleetwood into an even more exclusive domain. Stretching nearly 233 inches in length, this edition of the Fleetwood signified the pinnacle of General Motors' obsession with land yacht proportions during the 1970s. An updated grille and squared-off body lines lent it a confident, modernized flair, though it remained unequivocally grand. What set the Talisman apart was its curated interior environment. Instead of a traditional bench seat, Cadillac installed 4 individual pillow-tuft seats, with a center console in both front and rear added for storage and comfort. Rich velour or optional leather, along with deep carpeting, underscored the cabin's sumptuousness. Exclusive design touches, including a unique steering wheel and distinctive door trim, further differentiated the Talisman from standard Fleetwoods. Beneath the elongated hood rested a 472 cubic inch V8, delivering torque-laden power, channeled through a turbo-hydromatic transmission for refined performance. The suspension remained characteristically soft, maintaining near-silent operation for occupants. Today, the 1974 Cadillac Fleetwood Talisman stands as a prime embodiment of Cadillac's commitment to unrestrained luxury and sheer size, a vision that would soon give way to shifting economic realities and evolving consumer tastes. And at number 1, and the biggest American car of its era, is the 1978 Lincoln Continental. Well into the era of downsizing, Lincoln initially resisted the trend, ensuring the 1978 Lincoln Continental remained one of the largest luxury sedans available. Stretching close to 233 inches, the Continental projected formidable presence with an upright grille, hidden headlamps, and broad, slab-sided proportions. Traditional Lincoln buyers prized this classic template of abundant interior space, pampering ride quality, and sheer grandeur. A standard 400 cubic inch V8 powered the Continental, with an optional 460 for those wanting even more effortless torque. Both worked through Ford's reliable 3-speed C6 automatic transmission, which prioritized seamless gear changes and a subdued driving feel. A heavily cushioned suspension further insulated passengers from real-world road conditions, underscoring Lincoln's reputation as a builder of rolling sanctuaries. Inside, the Continental offered a palatial environment, replete with velour or leather seats, thick carpeting, and an array of power accessories. Electronic features such as automatic climate control and premium sound systems reinforce the sense of modern luxury. Though many competitors pivoted to more compact designs, the 1978 Lincoln Continental persisted as a final bastion for those who equated largeness with luxury. Its enduring appeal lay in delivering an unmatched sense of space and relaxation, a throwback to an earlier automotive age when comfort and size went hand in hand. If you've enjoyed this video and want to see others like it, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more.